Our next session today is the Business English Trainer's Ticket to Pedagogical Heaven in 2017. Business English prevails as a lingua franca. People need to communicate with international partners to do business successfully, for which they require a battery of skills, including, but not limited to, knowledge of English. In this session, Analía, Duarte and Poklepovic will explore the pedagogical implications this has and the paradigmatic changes English teachers should make today to track their learners from this perspective. Analía Duarte is a licenciada.
But the king, dying as he was, insisted that if the old lives on and on, eventually it is harmful. So in these lines, the poet reminds us that even one good custom, and I would say good for a particular context, because we can't say that things are good or bad. They are good or bad according to a given context. Even one good custom has to change when the context itself is changing all the time. No change means no improvement, and no improvement means no evolution. This means that English is global, regardless of where and how it is learned. Dramatically, we must understand this change in order to prepare ourselves better for the present and for the future of business English teaching. So, since mine was going to be the first presentation after the plenary, and this is the first APIBA annual conference, hopefully the first one of many others to come, I thought it would be a good idea to work with you on some macro information. Because if we see the big picture, we can take better decisions. So what I decided to bring to you today is a study which is a forecast of 100 years, 1950-2050, trying to capture the number of native speakers of the major languages in the world. The thing is that the number of people who are using English in the world for real purposes far exceeds this situation, these lines. And it forces us to forget about the distinction between native and non-native speakers. This is a thing of the past. This belongs to our teacher training college years, not anymore. If we include the number of people, like our learners, clients, who are using English for real purposes, this is what happens. You see the blue-violet line. I want to point out two things here. To begin with, the rise is fairly steep, but most importantly, fairly recent. This has started occurring only in the year 2010, 7 years ago. And I have a question for you. Are we teaching to resonate with this? Food for thought. The term English as a lingua franca should replace the traditional English as a foreign language. The main reason being that it emphasizes the principal role of English today as a tool so that our learners do in English. We are not hired so that they know English. And this is significantly different. Tough as it may sound to teachers' ears, we are not hired so that they know X number. Language is embedded in all of them. So it's very telling and compelling for us teachers to see that this is the case. This is the reason why our clients hire our services. We are hired so that they can do these things in English successfully, and this is why they need us. But if to teach these we put on the teacher's suit, it would be like wearing a straitjacket. It doesn't do the job. And this is the big difference it makes when you are familiar with theory, because it allows you to bring down the abstract words of theory into the classroom and take more informed decisions. When you take more informed decisions, your classes are better, then therefore they're more valuable, and therefore we're better paid, If you happen to find yourselves saying no to any of these questions, all of them, one of them, fantastic. It means that you have detected an area for your further development. And then it's up to you to decide to improve on this. Boil down to one single core question. Do we train our clients to be language users rather than language learners? So what does it mean? It means that we have to abandon our comfortable teacher slippers and put on the trainer's shoes, which I admit are high heels sometimes. But the thing is that we have to move away from the traditional notion of teacher as the language expert towards teacher as an enabler of learning, expert in using a number of resources to help learners achieve success. Focusing on the preposition about, and start focusing on the verb to do. It's one thing to talk about the language about business, like language about business. It's another different thing to talk about the language of business, of doing business. We have to move away from this question, which is archaic. Do learners approximate to native speakers? Again, remember, archaic in this context. And get closer to, can learners do what they need to do in English? Working on this type of input helps us answer this question much more readily. But for the time being, let me tell you what the evidence says. Evidence shows, and this is not only Argentina, not even Latin America, it's the world, there is a wide gap between reality and what trainers do, business English trainers do in their business English sessions. And I'm very sorry to say this, but we are to blame for that. Because we are the professionals who should know how to bridge that gap. And the market needs us to do something to bridge that gap. Now, they won't wait till John Doe or Juan Perez is a B2 learner level. Because he has to do business now and he is an A2 level learner. Well, and we have to work with him. Secondly, most of the skills we're talking about are based on communication, but beyond words and language rules. Communication is composed, we could say, with the verbal part, non-verbal, and behavioral. Practice with them and help them explore their own assumptions when you practice leadership skills and critical thinking skills. And finally, invite them to explore the power that effective questions, not only the questions that are correctly made from a grammatical point of view, but those questions that have the correct and effective punch during meetings, during interviews. The more natural or real-life practice they have in class with soft skills, the more natural they will perform in real life. And thirdly, soft skills are always culture-related. Our clients interact today with non-native speakers using ELF, English as a lingua franca. Practice with them and help them explore their own assumptions when you practice leadership skills and critical thinking skills. And finally, we don't make the change. Nobody will make the change. The companies, the market, the universe, nobody will help us. It is our decision finally to make the change and show that we are a group, a community of professionals who are competitive and who understand the current market needs and live up to them. Boarding will be denied if passenger expects to deliver English teaching services. Only English trainers will be allowed to purchase the tickets. Due to time and monetary implications, clients are entitled to proceed to offload the passenger who is found to be only a teacher. This, helping the clients achieve communication goals even in the presence of language mistakes. And the last one, and this was very peculiar, in recognition of and in keeping with the outstanding language professional services described in Section 3 Pedagogy herewith, as well as in Section 1, being a professional freelance corporate language trainer, and Section 2, delivering freelance professional services, the client fully agrees to purchase a significantly more expensive ticket because the passenger represents a business solution for the clients. So, to conclude, the future of business English teaching is now. Thank you.